Let's see. Not going to be on here too long. I have to go somewhere. May come back on a little bit later. But there's just a few things we didn't get to talk about last night. When it comes to adoption and in California. So let me see who's out in the building. We got Oscar in the building. Oscar, how do you do that? People keep asking me, how do I send you the little chat thing? How do you send that? Is there a button below or what? I don't know. Thank you, though. Keep striving. Please stop doubting me. F haters and my haters, you bunch of cowards. Oh my gosh. Be nice. Be nice, Oscar. Hey, Mrs. Carpenter. Hey, Miss Monique. So, yeah, for those of you guys that did not get a chance to see Classic and Sincere's mother speak yesterday, we're going to start by just tossing that in there so everything can go together with what I'm going to be bringing up in documents as well. So let me first start by, I told you guys that I do want to start bringing up a couple of missing children before we start, just in case someone sees them, you know. These shows, you never know how far they can get, and it could jog someone's memory. This young man is Tyler Harper. He went missing July 14th, 2022 in Nelson County, Virginia. He's 16 years old. He's a male, African American, black with his hair color, eye color is black. He is, I believe that says 5'7". The banner is there. Let me move that out the way. 5'7" and 150 pounds. Now, Tyler was last seen walking east on Variety Mills Way, wearing khaki-colored jogger pants, and a royal blue t-shirt with Ilk Hill on the back. He uses the nickname Ty and requires medication. If located, please use caution. And I believe under this banner it says do not approach. Let me stop the banner real quick. Yes. If located, please use caution and do not approach. So he is on medication. I wouldn't want anyone to get hurt. So if you see him, here's a picture of him. He's 16 years old. And they've been looking for him. He needs medication. Here we have, I might say it wrong, Tina? Hopefully I said that right. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. Tina Lusano, and she went missing July 17th, 2022. Newport News. I'm thinking it's in the same area. Let's see. Yeah. These are all like in the same area-ish. Newport News, and this one was what? Nelson County. I wonder how far away those are from each other. She's 14 years old. Female, like I said, African American. Her hair color is red. Her eye color is brown. She is 5'6" and about 130 pounds. Let me just take this sticker off altogether. I don't know. Just in case while we're doing this, I'm going to just take the tickers off. That way, for the next two, we can see the entire poster. So this is Shanita Lewis. She went missing on the 17th as well. She is 35 years old, from the same area, Newport News. Female, African American, mid-complexion, 5'7", 178 pounds. Her hair color is black. Her hair is shoulder length, and her eye color is brown. I'll make this bigger real quick. Okay, it says location last seen. Shanita was last seen on Sunday around 9 a.m. at the Gritham Baptist Church at 5405 Ganoke Street. I'm saying all this wrong. I know that, guys. But you guys can fix it for me. Circumstances of disappearance. Shanita is believed to be in extreme danger. Virginia State Police has issued a Ashanti alert. I've never heard of that. I'm going to look that up. It's issued an Ashanti alert for her disappearance. Oh, I got to go look that up now. What kind of alert? Has anyone ever heard of an Ashanti alert? Because I haven't, and I think I'm just probably off when it comes to that. Is that the adult version of a Amber Alert? Well, this is her. If you guys have any information, call the Newport News Police Department, okay? So let me look that up real quick, you guys. Has anyone heard of that? Ashanti Alert. Let's see. I don't know what you guys were talking about. Oh, you're talking about how to send it. There's a $sign in the bottom. See, I don't see that on here. I'm going to look on my phone in a second. Okay, it's for adults. Okay, I can't click on it right there. So let me see. Okay, Shanti Alert. Okay. It's something new. It happened in 2020. So, adult missing person criteria will vary from state to state and by jurisdiction. The reporting is alerted independently by the state. So, yeah, I mean, it's just like I'm trying to see what's the criteria because it's not really telling the criteria. It's just saying that it is for a missing adult person. And then they just say where it comes from. Someone named Ashanti Billy, a 19-year-old woman who was abducted and killed in Virginia. Okay. We may can look into different Amber Alerts one day. But let's go to the reason, we're here anyway. And we'll bring this up. This is Ryan. There we go. Can you guys hear me good, or I forgot to even ask that? Do I sound okay? Let me see. It's going to be full already. Okay, it's already on that one, so I should sound fine. Okay. So this article, I'm sure many know that Miss Ryan Dean is going for this lawsuit as she should. It says the biological mother of the two small California boys who died while were in state foster care system has filed a federal lawsuit alleging her sons were unlawfully taken from her and placed with foster parents who are now being charged with their killing. 4-year-old Classic Pettis and 5-year-old Sincere Pettis were reported missing from their foster's family's backyard in a desert town in California City on December 21st of 2020. The boys, who were black, have not been found, and Kern County prosecutors said that in March that an investigation determined they were deceased. So way back in March, they had already known. The foster parents, Giselle West and Jacqueline West, have pled not guilty to the multiple charges, including the 2 counts of second-degree murder. Their criminal trial is scheduled to begin next month. The civil rights and wrongful death lawsuit filed June 17th by the boy's mother, Ryan Dean, and grandmother, Dana Moore, names the Wests as defendants along with Kern County Human Services and the California Department of Social Services, as it should. It alleges the foster home was the state created a danger that led to the eventual disappearance and the death of these 2 boys. The lawsuit seeks $40 million in monetary $40 million in monetary damages. Y'all. It says, I just feel like I didn't deserve this. An emotional Dean said at the San Francisco press conference on Tuesday, I am not a criminal. I do not have a bad record. So, I feel her 100%. And this comes from KTLA news channel. It's news channel 5, I believe, 5 at 1. If you want to read the entire thing. And I honestly believe she should get something, nothing less than 1. And to me, that's still being nice. They have taken her through so many ups and downs. I believe that she should get compensated. And I know money isn't going to bring them back, but through all the hoops and all the extra, yeah. She was done wrong to me by multiple. And it seems like one agency was trying to cover it for the next trying to cover it for the next. It's like, no. Break all that down. Where did we go wrong here? So here's the video from yesterday of her. For those of you guys that did not see it, this is Ryan Dean speaking. And we'll go into some of the things that, we heard her and her lawyers saying and see if we can see what was the motivation, what was the money, because I'm looking at the process that it takes and I'm like, what step were they in? It seems like it happened that fast. So here she goes, and let me put it.
We've called them the Cal City Toddlers. Orrin and Ocean West are the names that were given to them by their adoptive parents. But you're looking at Sincere and Classic, 2 little boys who are missing, but those adoptive parents have been charged with their double murder. And before the end of last hour, we ran out of time. We had some technical difficulties, but we were able to get everyone together. So with us, Ryan Dean, the mom of Sincere and Classic, and her attorney, Joaquin McCoy. He's joining us from San Francisco. Ryan is in Dallas tonight. Thanks so much for staying over the top of the hour. We appreciate it. I felt so bad. I didn't want to cut you short. And Ryan, I want to start with you, Ryan. You were describing for us how bad this hurts, losing Sincere and Classic. And I want to back it up a little bit and try to understand what happened. Because my understanding was that when the children were in foster care, you were working with family services and your mom was working with family services and we're trying to get Sincere and Classic back with their actual family. What was happening there, Ryan?
I did what they asked me to do. I went to parenting classes and I got my parenting certificate, and they wanted me to go to Ebony Counseling and I did that. I did not complete that. That was for a reason, though. And they just gave up. They just told me they were being adopted. Then they told my dad that they were with a teacher and a lawyer. Then they told my mom that
they told her dad that they were with a teacher and a lawyer. Like, what does that mean? Oh no, they're fine. They're with a teacher and a lawyer. No.
They were fine where they were.
Obviously, that's not true, that they were not fined. They went missing, and those the parents that were given these two little boys by the state are charged with their double murder. It's beyond frustrating, because the purpose should always be to try to reunify with the family. You've got grandma, you've got grandpa, you've got other members there. Did you ever have any interaction, Ryan, at all with Trezell and Jacqueline West, the accused killers?
Not before all of this. No. I know that one time they brought them to visit, and I wrote a letter, and I told Jacqueline, I don't know how this is going to go, but when my kids get older, I don't know if they're going to be staying with you guys or whatever, but just show them this letter. I'm not a bad mother. I still want to be in their life. She looked at me like I was crazy, and I don't know if the letter ever got to, well, I know my kids can't read, but I know that I think she threw the letter away. So I didn't matter to them anyways. So I didn't know them, though. I did not know them at all until I found out they were missing. I went to Cal City, and that's when I asked what happened.
And what happened when these two were looking at them on the screen here? When they in December reported the boys missing, you went to Cal City. Explain to us what happened. Did you talk to them? Did they talk to you? What happened?
I went to Cal City, and LaToya, the boys' previous foster placement, knocked on the door, and when they didn't answer, so I walked down to the end of the driveway, and they answered about after 5 minutes, and Trezell came out with some pocket knives on him.
So why are you coming out? Well, first of all, they know she was there. They're in this area where there's not too much of anything around. The knock you hear, you're going to automatically think like, oh, it's one of the neighbors. If nothing truly is going on. That house isn't just huge. You can't hear anything. So what do you guys believe was taking them so long to get to the door? Were they trying to hide some things? Were, they had some spray they had to get out? Like, what took so long for them to answer the door? I'm pretty sure Jackie or Trezell was looking a little scared, like, uh-oh, what's going on? Then why come to the door with all these pocket knives and things like that? What did you think that was going on? Trezell, what did you think was going on to the point where you had to come to the door and this woman's, all she wants to do is ask where her children are, and you come with all those pocket knives? It took that long to come to the door. Come on now.
He was ready to go to war, and I asked him, it started my spirit for one. And so I asked them what happened, and they came with this fake story, and they couldn't even cry. They had no emotion. They had nothing.
Take a moment, Ryan. Joaquin is still with us as well. Joaquin McCoy, your attorney. I want Ryan to be okay right now. Joaquin, this is puzzling, frustrating, but maddening. And I'm from the outside looking in. I can't imagine what it's like on the inside when you have your children taken from you. You try to work to get them back, and then they're handed over.
And then I have this document here because I wanted to see like what are the reasons that they would normally just come and do this. So let me put it in the screen share. I wish they had multiple shares so you could just click through it. Yeah, so here it's talking about, okay, because it says, you know, like what are the normal incidents I was looking for of why, what are the reasons why a child should be taken? So it says, if any of the following events listed below occurs to the child or youth placed in your family, you are to report within 24 hours after the event has occurred by telephone, email, fax to the Family Services of Adoption social worker of the child and youth, and also Resources Family Approval, RFA worker. In addition, write unusual incident, sorry guys, it's really small, injury report should be submitted within 7 calendar days after the event has occurred. So events like death of any other child, you know, then you would call and say, hey, you know, my cousin's little sister passed away. I think you guys need to check this out. You know, check out my other cousins and see if it was under suspicious circumstances, I believe. Any suspected child abuse or neglect. It's defined in a penal code that I don't have here. Any injury or illness to the child that requires emergency or medical attention or hospitalization. I'm assuming when they say that, like, you know, the child needs medical attention and they're just not doing anything about it, you should report this. Any incident or abuse of a child, youth, which threatens a physical or emotional health or safety of the child's home. So to me, I mean, that one's clear. If, you know, the child is having any threats or, you know, physical, emotional health is looking kind of off, boom, that's another reason. Is this disease? Yep, communicable disease outbreaks, reports to the caregiver by healthcare professional or locate health authority. So I don't know if they have any random outbreaks or anything like that. I'm not too sure on that one. But if you know of any poisonings or there are any fires or explosions which occur in or on the premises. So those are some reasons as to why, when I was looking it up, that you would, I'm in the wrong screen. Some of the reasons as to why you would, what screen am I at? As to why you would even contact, you know, services for the kids. And to me, none of that is in there. There's another one in here that I was reading. Where is it at? Okay, so since it's pertaining to the child's femur, I looked up that part too because they have other ones on here. And it just says, these are the 2 longest and strongest bones and usually do not break easily unless the injury is severe, such as a car accident. Having these 2 long bones fractured may be a sign of metabolic bone disease. So we don't know any of their medical history at all. Hello, Oscar.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm alright. part as hell.
Oh, okay. I don't even, you guys can't even see what I'm reading, huh? I have the wrong one up here. That's the only thing I hate about this. When you click onto something else, it should just go with you. But hold on, let me pop up what I read. Share, stop sharing. I'm gonna have to get off here in a second. I have to make a run. Where's it at? Here's bone fractures. There we go. So this is the one I was reading about, the humerus and the where's it at so I can see it now. Right here. So about the humerus and the femur, they're just basically saying those are like, it's going to take a lot for that bone to be broken. But if it was broken, it's like they should have did more investigation into that and investigation into the mother or whoever was around before just removing the kids.
Yeah.
So there has to be more steps so that situations like this just won't happen.
Yeah.
So reoccurring fractures. Now they didn't say he had reoccurring fractures. It didn't seem like there was any other type of sign of abuse or anything they can consider abuse, but that one fracture.
Yeah.
And the only thing I seen that was like a little bit like, as they say, normally younger kids. Is it on this page? I don't think is it on this page. They were saying basically younger kids do not, it's harder for them to break bones. It normally happens at the age of 11 through 15 is more of the times when it's easier for children to break their legs. Babies' bones are so pliable, they are rarely broken. If your baby's injuries swells a little bit and he doesn't seem in too much pain, it is all right to be treated with ice. Wait for 2 days before calling the doctor. That's what it says on this little pamphlet. They just don't see it being that big. And maybe, I'm not sure if that's what happened in their case. Like, okay, he was crying and crying and crying and crying, and then she took him, or she took him right away. Either way, that shows a caring parent to me.
Yeah.
So let's continue with her. Let me remove this. With her words. And if anyone has anything to say, you can go ahead and pop up. I'm going to have to be out of here within 30 minutes. So, here we go.
To a couple who had four other children who were young or clearly in over their heads, but beyond that are now accused killers.
Yeah, I mean, this is a gut-wrenching case. You know, I've been a civil rights lawyer for 28 years, and I've never seen anything like this. What really is concerning is that the state of California or Corn County has not reached out to Ms. Dean to console her, to apologize, or anything. They've been silent in this regard. And in 2016, Congress recognized that the foster care system was broken. It's $1 billion industry. And what was happening is that these funds were going to the state and the counties, and what they were doing at the local county level was breaking up families. And the Congress said, we're not doing this anymore because you're breaking up families prematurely to put them into foster care and to have them.
You hear what he says? You're breaking up families prematurely. So to me, it just seems like, even says it. They're number 3, getting the most money.
Yeah.
We got to get these kids out. We got to get these kids out into foster care and adopted out, into foster care and adopted out, so that they can get all this income.
Yeah.
But no, if the agenda is really to find a way to keep these families together, what's really going on out here in Cal City?
Money.
It has to be. I mean, we see how small their area it is. So, I mean, it's probably a way that they, deal with having income coming there. But now we have situations like this where these 2 little boys are gone, or there's other kids. in bad homes of people that do not want kids. People that don't even want kids, but now they're forced to have these kids because of money. It just makes no sense.
Be placed in adoptions. And so what they said is now we're going to implement, which they did in 2018, the Family First Act. And what that meant is that Congress wanted to protect the preservation of the family. And Kern County was on this old model where clients like Miss Dean had to prove that their house was safe. And so there's a seismic difference now, seismic change that has taken place, where the county has to prove that.
If you shop on Amazon, you should use this tool. It's a browser extension that automatically.
Foster care is better than their own home, or they have to find someone in the family to take the children. And so Kern County failed in this regard. They did not follow the federal mandates, which they should have.
And Ryan, I was speaking with your mom last hour, and she said that she was preparing a room for the boys as well. And that's blood. That's grandma.
Yes, she had everything. She had it set up so nice for them. Yeah.
It's so sad.
Ryan, I'll let you take another moment. We appreciate you coming on. I know this is extremely excruciating for you to think.
So this says, I'm trying to find the one where it says you got to be 21. I'm going to find that in a second. So how long does it take to adopt a child? I put in California. In an adoption agency, depending on the workload of the agency selected, let me make sure that I'm not on silent. Okay, I'm not on silent. The workload, the agency selected, it will be anywhere from 6 months to a year to complete an adoption family assessment. And I'll show you what that page looks like. It's so just blank. I don't know if they got to write and fill in a lot more, but nothing's there. But it's literally the two people that are going to be together, and their basic information. It looks like this. Hold on, let me finish this. To complete an adoption family assessment, most adoptive placements occur once the two. Once the two placement occur 1 to several months after the family assessment has been approved. So 1 to several months after they approve this paperwork. Let me pop this paper up here. Let me see if I can do it since it's just a share. Can I share something that's not on the... Let me see right now. Because this is just a side file. How would I share a Word document type thing? Let me see.
You go to share and then.
Oh, no, I found it. I think this is it. Share. Cute. But how do I know if you guys can see it or not?
Because it'll pop up if we can see it.
See,
can't see it. It's black. Oh, now we can see it. You
can see it if I open it. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is a family assessment question for caretakers and children. So, it's just so basic to me. Caretaker 1, caretaker 2, are you married? Any other adults in the house? Full name, date of birth. Have you or your spouse ever been previously married? Do you have a divorce decree? It's pretty kind of
standard.
Are you fully committed to a permanent plan? What's your estimated yearly
income?
Earned income? Your spouse's occupation. How many bathrooms do you have? How many bedrooms do you have? How long have you resided in that home? Just real basic. To me, I feel like in instance like this, the family needs to really go under some type of psychological
Assessment.
not just looking through this, because you can write anything you want on these paperworks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Discuss visits with birth parents or siblings supervised by caretakers, what the caretakers' observations are, crying when leave, relationship during the visit, and behaviors after the visit. So it's just this basic thing they look through or do. And then within a month or several months, yeah, you get a child. That's simple. Like,
I don't know if it's that simple.
Huh?
I don't know if it's that simple.
Not sure that simple, but you get what I'm saying. And you don't really have to do too much in California. They say it's depending on the workload. So if it's a lot and they need to get kids out, they're going to do what they need to do to get kids out because they need kids in placement.
Don't you have to go to, what's it called, orientation, it said?
I'm sure there's ways of past around all this stuff. It just doesn't seem right. Hey, what's up, Jay Savage? Hey, guy. All about the money. Yep. Is a business corporation. They don't care about anything. Let's continue her. Because I'm really going to have to leave this account. All right, let's continue.
Think about your reality, your life right now. Joaquin, explain to me, and I know it won't make sense, but explain to me how Grandma was bypassed in this whole process.
I mean, we have a letter sent to her from Kern County in April of 2019, and basically they say to her, "You passed everything. We've looked at your home. You meet all the criteria in there. You did a psychological assessment. Everything that we wanted you to do to get the boys, you met. However." The rep told her in the letter that, well, I talked to my supervisor and we decided to keep the children with the West. There was no reason given why the West should have the children.
There was no reason given. Grandma already passed everything. But no, we just decided we're going to leave them with the West. What happened to trying to get this family together? What happened to that part?
Yeah.
If her mom was approved, why?
I don't know.
That's the part I don't understand. How much did they have to go through? First of all, they're really young. They already have 4 kids with them. Why do they need these 2 that much?
Yeah, that is true.
That much. And they had already sent another 2 back. Were they already gone at this time? And they already knew it. They just didn't think, oh, we were going to get to this stage. Whatever happens in the dark eventually is going to come to light. Eventually.
Oh, yeah.
So if that was a tactic of, let's see how far. No, not right.
Let me ask you this, Joaquin. Let me ask you this. Is there any financial incentive for the county to do that? Is there any financial incentive for the West, for Trezell and Jacqueline to have custody of these boys? That's what I'm wondering about.
Well, clearly the foster parents get paid to have foster kids with them in their home, so they get paid. I think it's $4,000 to $7,000 per kid to be taken care of in their home. With respect to the county, yes. The county is incentivized by the state to take these kids and put them in foster care and then into adoptions. And that there's a number that they get an amount. I think it's $5,000 per kid, but it may be more than that. But what we have found is that Kern County was the largest county to receive funds from the state for the foster care system in terms of adoptions and foster care of the children.
So if I'm following you here, if I'm following you here, and I understand the reason, like we want to do everything we can to protect the children in our community, in our towns, etc. But the way this system ends up getting warped is that it incentivizes breaking up biological families and taking children away from biological family members, whether it's mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, aunt. Is that what you're saying here?
That's what I'm saying. And if you look at the numbers, if you look to see how much money Kern County received, say in the year 2019, 2020, it's the third largest recipient of funds behind Los Angeles and San Bernardino counties in the state of California. How is that? How can anyone explain that? This little town of Bakersfield and the surrounding areas is not larger than a county of Los Angeles, but they receive the third largest amount of funds for their foster care program. And it's because you don't get money if you don't put kids into foster care. You get money if you put kids into foster care and adoptions. And that's the old model. There's a new model now, which was mandated by the Family First Act, which you now preserve the family. So we're going to give you this money to preserve the family, not break families apart. And so that's where Kern County and the state failed in this case, because those children should have been back with their family.
Okay. Ryan, you got cut off last hour, and I asked you a question. A message that you would send tonight to those accused killers, Trezell and Jacqueline West, who are locked up right now, getting ready to face double murder charges in a trial out in Kern County. Please, now you have time. You're not going to get cut off.
I just feel like they were wrong. My kids did not deserve that. And I honestly really hate them. But it's nothing, they were just wrong.
Ryan, our thoughts are with you. Our prayers are with Sincere and Classic, those little angels. We thank you for joining us tonight. Joaquin, I know Ryan is in good hands, and I know you're going to do everything you can, but it's absolutely frustrating what happened to those boys, and we appreciate you coming on tonight.
And Overa, the only birth control that's annual and procedure-free, would like to officially declare.
So, with that, I wanted to show you what are some of the requirements as well. This is what I was trying to find earlier. It's not the exact one, but this is basically what I wanted to show you guys. So, here, it says, so these are some of the basic requirements. You must be 21 years of age, financially secure, and demonstrate maturity. Complete an application. Share information regarding your background and your lifestyle. Provide references, wait, where am I? From relatives and non-relatives. Show proof of marriage and or divorce application. Participate in home study, which includes interviews with all household members. Complete a criminal background check. Complete a background check for any history of abuse or neglect. Complete training about the issues faced by the abused or the neglected child. Dang. So those are some of the things. And I also, when I was looking into it, it says as long as it's in different states, it's different things. So let me pop that up real quick. So some say you have to be at least 10 years older than the person you're getting. It's different everywhere. So after this, where'd it go? There we go. We're gonna look at California. There we go. So on this, it shows state by state. So we're gonna look at California real quick. So California requirements that your age requirement. Okay, the top is age requirement, LGBTQ plus restrictions, if there are any restrictions. And now I believe all of them are no. And then resident requirements. So with California, must be an adult. So I don't know what they're considering that, probably 18. And 10 years older than the adoptee. Because in Colorado, it's you must be at least 21 years old. But then it doesn't say anything about how old the child can be after that. And let me see, there's some other ones like that. Alaska must be an adult for single parent adoption. It's all different. Must be an adult for single parent adoption in Florida.
Georgia's
you at least need to be 25 years old and at least 10 years older than the adoptee. That sounds a lot better to me. And there also should be in there about like how many kids can you adopt at once.
And you have to be a resident for 6 months in Georgia as well.
In Delaware, you have to be a resident. In Arizona, you have to be a resident. California, you don't even have to be a resident. Let's see, 18 years old, or it's not saying the rest. Can I click? No. And a resident for at least a year. Louisiana must be 18 years old to adopt a single parent, as a single parent, sorry. And none. This one just says adult. You just must be an adult, like nothing else. Mississippi.
Some of them say none, that you don't even have to be an adult.
Must be an adult. I guess some places are they saying that you cannot adopt children if you are a single parent. In some places you can be a single parent. Is that what that's saying?
I think so.
Must be a Mississippi resident for 6 months. Let's see. We have must be 18 years old to adopt as a single parent in Montana. Nebraska, you just got to be an adult. This one is must be an adult. This is Nevada, must be an adult and at least 10 years older than the adoptee. Must be an adult for single parent. That's New Hampshire. New Jersey must be at least 18 years old and 10 years older than the adoptee. New Mexico has nothing. Must be a resident. Exceptions apply. They're just like, well, we'll see when that time comes. North Dakota must be an adult for single parents. Same thing for Ohio. For Oklahoma, it must be at least 21 to adopt jointly or as a single parent.
Philly says none for everything.
These are just none. Rhode Island, Pennsylvania, none. South Carolina, none. Must be a resident. Exceptions may apply. Let's see. I'm trying to see if there's some okay, let's see what Tennessee is saying. Must be at least 18 years old. Must be a Tennessee resident for 6 months. Must be an adult 10 years older than the adoptee for Utah. And unmarried cohabiting couples cannot adopt. Okay, Utah. They saying, if you're not married, cohabiting, you guys can't adopt. I see how that could be a good thing, though. But there are some people that don't want to get married, so what about that? So Washington must be at least 18. West Virginia, nothing. Wisconsin must be an adult for a single parent adoption. So that's what I think it's going. Some places you have to be married, some you can be single, and some you could just be in a relationship. I don't know. I don't know how just being in a relationship would be healthy for the kid if you're going back and forth. You know, you're together, maybe you're not together with that person anymore, and then it's kind of like you're having a broken family, and you're like, oh, you want to go see your dad, and it's just a lot of extra drama that would come with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I mean, if anybody knows any more about the adoption topic and things like that, I did want to pop this up. Let me see how I could do it. How did I do that last one? I'm going to show this to you guys. I want to show this to you guys, and you guys can take the screenshot and look into it, and we can talk about it later. Did I do it like this? Like, how do I? Let me see something. Because it's just a document on my screen. I did it like this, I think, window. I thought I did it like that.
Can you open it?
Okay, there it goes. Share. Did it pop up to you guys? Oh, yeah, it did come up there. So this, if you can take a screenshot about it, we can talk about this later, but I'm going to have to go. But this is talking about, you know, what is the steps? Adoption timeline. Because I was like, no, I want to know the steps. So these are supposedly the 9 steps to adoption. The first one says, when it is anticipated, family services will be terminated. Dang, these are so little. The family services work request and adopt review. I have to see this bigger, y'all. I can't do it this small. Hold on. Let's see, how do I make this bigger? With the plus sign, right? I think right here. Okay, I think I'm. Whoa. No, I can't even. Okay, so I gotta go. Oh yeah, this is a better way for you guys to be able to screenshot it so we could talk about it. Okay, so is this the whole thing? No, I want it to be in there real good.
Yeah, that's fine.
Could you guys see it?
Yeah, I can see that. It's clear as day.
Okay. When it is anticipated, family services will be terminated. The family services worker request an adoption review where the preliminary screening is done to determine the most appropriate plan for the child. So that would happen first, you know. And like I said, I can't read all of these because I have an appointment right now, but this is what I would want to talk about after. And if anybody, you know, once I get back, if anybody knows anything about the adoption agency and how that whole process works, if you are adopted or you adopted a child, or, you know, you had to put your child up for adoption or anything like that, please bring that like to the next conversation that we would have on this topic, so that we can get like a better understanding. Because at this point, I don't know. I don't understand how they could just say the grandmother went through everything she needed to do and it was time, and they're like, no, we're just going to leave them there. Like, were the kids already gone? What was the reasoning? Because they say, you know, Giselle's mom works in there. You know, this all allegedly works with them, with that. Let me take this down. Why is that coming back up? Hold on, let me move this. Stop sharing. Okay. Works somewhere with children's services, and then supposedly Jacqueline's mom also works with children because she has a bunch of them as well. So it's like, what's really going on within this family? That needs to come out, because there's no reason why Classic and Sincere shouldn't have been able to go with their grandmother when she was done. You heard the mom. She had everything set up nicely for those kids to come there. and still they said no. So if anybody has any information about that, and also if you wanted to take a look at this adoption timeline, I don't know how we'll get it to you, or you can ask me to email it to you, or you can wait till later when we can go over this. You could just type it in online, adoption timeline, and it's going to send you to an Excel spread, and it tells you the 9 things that are supposed to take place before, because at the end it says the adoption finalization hearing is to be scheduled within 30 days of the adoptive placement. So did she ever get that before her kids were gone?
I don't think
I
so.
doubt it. I don't think they did that for her. So I gotta go do a few things. I might come back live with a topic, a case, or we might do some reactions, but I think I'm going to end up talking about this case, or it's going to be reactions to a couple of nonsense things that have been going on. So I will see and talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.